Arguello.
You see it happens every time, Barry. Every time Pryor steps out, his hands are down, and Arguello lands. He connects with punches.
Crowd comes alive now for Alexis Arguello. Pryor fighting away from Cincinnati. Does not feel he's really being accepted by his hometown fans in Cincinnati, although he has no intention of moving. Thought about it for a while. Worked out in New York. Lived with a friend in New York. That was back when he couldn't get fights.
I feel Pryor at this point now, Pryor would do better by boxing. Lateral movement. But he has to be doing something because it's difficult for Arguello to figure him out.
Neither man has been down, and that will surprise a lot of ringside observers, myself included.
Now Pryor should get out of the corner and stay away from the ropes.
There's a right hand that causes Pryor to take a step back. And another right hand by Arguello, but as you mentioned, right, Pryor always comes right back after a punch.
After a big punch, Pryor comes right back. But the mistake he's making, Barry, he's stopping, he's slowing down. And Arguello underhand with that uppercut and an overhand right.
And that cut over Arguello's eye has not been bleeding for the last 2 rounds.
Pryor standing too straight up. He's too erect for a fight of Arguello's caliber.
That was a right hand by Arguello again, and Pryor now holds on for a moment.
Someone may go down this round. If these guys stand toe-to-toe, someone will go down, I feel.
And a combination, 3-punch combination by Pryor, who's now right on top of Arguello. Arguello stays right there and misses 2 shots of his own. Pryor lunges in with a right hand that's over the head of Arguello.
Well, fortunately for both fighters, there's just a few seconds remaining.
That was the second good round in a row for Arguello.
And that cut has not been a problem for him over the last couple rounds. There is the swelling under the eye, which does appear to be getting a little bit worse, but not in a position, at least at the moment, of causing him any problem. We talked earlier in the Howard Davis fight that maybe Howard Davis is not hungry enough. That is certainly not the case with Aaron Pryor, who still feels he owes something from the Olympic Games in 1976. He was the favorite to win the lightweight championship in the Olympic Games, and he was beaten twice on split decisions, close decisions, by Howard Davis. Howard Davis fought for $250,000 in his first professional fight. Aaron Pryor fought for $400. He's been a hungry fighter ever since. And this is his biggest payday.
I really felt that this fight wouldn't go beyond 10 rounds, but I have to say I'm very impressed with both fighters because they're showing championship quality here.
Now you cut that out, I'll send you away from the corner, yeah.
Stanley Christodoulou warning Panama Lewis for coaching. And warning him very vehemently. Larry Merchant has been scoring this fight. We'll talk a little bit toward the end of this round about just how Larry has it up to this point.
I sense that
uppercut by Arguello.
It's kind of rock Pryor. The scene here with these two guys going at it. I look at the way I fought Tommy Hearns. If this fight should end any time, it's just a matter of who has the most heart.
And neither of these fighters has ever been one for heart. Right now, the fight does not have a real rhythm. Nobody is in control right at the moment. It looked for a while as though Aaron Pryor would gain control, but he hasn't.
Pryor was able to sneak the right hand and follow that good left hook in. But some of the sting has gone from both fighters' punches.
Right hand by Arguello made Pryor blink, and now there is a little bit of blood showing under the eye of Alexis Arguello. And the blood above the eye has not really shown. Pryor showing that sort of quasi-bolo punch that he says Sugar Ray Leonard stole from him.
I stole from him.
There's a right hand by Arguello. And a right hand by Pryor.
I still have Pryor very, very slightly ahead in this fight. 5-4-1.
Coming to the 11th round, so it's an either-way proposition as Larry Merchant sees it. All fights have an ebb and flow. I'm not sure this one really has. Pryor is the only one who at any time has shown like he was starting to dictate the tempo, but really that was for a short period of time. Other than that, it has been give and take. Good combination by Pryor. Right back on top of Arguello. The blood for the moment has stopped.
Well, you know, they always respected Alex Arguello's punching talent and skills. And now I'm quite sure they're going to appreciate and respect Iron Pryor because he's displayed so much versatility in this ring.
All right, cut it out. That's enough.
Stanley Christodoulou continuing to talk to Pryor's corner. Pryor trying to work on the eye. There is no blood showing right at the moment. There's a right hand by Arguello. And Pryor backs up for the moment. And another right hand by Arguello. Pryor does not seem to be hurt. Arguello being very patient. He has not fought himself. I don't think that he's hurt Pryor, because he has not really come after it.
As long as Iron Pryor stands there for a while, then moves, you notice Arguello can get set.
Pryor back with a combination of his own. Blood still is stopped.
Now Pryor should walk away at this point here. Or at least he got away from the ropes. Smart thing to do.
Both men at this point look highly capable of going 15 rounds should it become necessary.
Arguello's trying to pick the pace up now.
Arguello misses a wild right hand. Arguello's not missed a lot of punches. He's been thrifty with his punches. There's a hard right hand by Arguello, but Pryor did not take one step back. Tough kid.
Those were some devastating punches by Alex Arguello. Some of this team has left Arguello, because if not, I feel Pryor would have been down.
Pryor coming back with an attack of his own. Takes two more from Arguello. Pryor does not seem hurt. Combination by Arguello again. The uppercut and the overhand right. Back with another overhand right. Pryor smiles at him at the bell.
I have no idea why Aaron Pryor wanted any more of those shots. There's a straight right hand earlier in the round. It was later in the round that Arguello landed 3 or 4 of those, and let's take a look at them. A body shot